All right. Happy birthday, Sam. I'm usually really good at like getting cards and stuff for people for their birthdays, but I've really dropped the ball on this. So I just thought if I get all of you to sign one for him, it looks like I've put in a bit of effort. So if I start with you, don't worry, I've come prepared with a Sharpie for some reason, but there we are. Has everyone had a good Christmas and New Year?
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. I have a 5-year-old. Any parents in the room?
Yeah.
It's fucking exhausting, isn't it? Like, I've literally spent the last month just negotiating with like a fucking terrorist of his tits on sugar, refusing to go to bed. The amount of times I've had to threaten to call Santa has been unbelievable. Becoming like a parent is weird from the second it starts. I found out I was pregnant when I was 28. And despite the fact I was married, still am, and was actively trying to have a baby, my first thought was, my parents are going to fucking kill me. Because it's like instilled in you from being a teenager. Like even now, if my friends come up to me and they're like, oh, I've got some news, I'm really excited. I found out I'm going to have a baby. I'm like, what the fuck are you going to do? Like, what's your plan? And they're like, well, have a baby and live happily ever after. What's the matter with you? Like, there's still just this instant panic in me that I don't think I'm ever going to get rid of. The weird thing about having a baby as well is, like, when you have them, that is like a fully new person. They don't know anything and you have to teach them. I remember being in the hospital after I had my son, and he was in the kind of glass cube that they pop them in, like, next to you. And I was just staring at him, and all I could think of was, like, he has absolutely no concept of what Mr. Blobby is. Like, how do you come into the world? Like, I thought that was like pre-programmed, just we all knew, but like, he had no idea. He had no idea that like the Smiths is one of the best bands to come out of this country, but we just all universally agree that like Morrissey is a total dickhead. Like, you have to teach them these important life lessons. Sorry, it's written on my hand, but bear with me. It is mental that like I was allowed to become a mum. The RSPCA like wouldn't let me adopt a cat. They said they felt I was too chaotic, but like I birthed a human, and the NHS could not get me out of that hospital quick enough. Like, out you go, out the door. But like when you do become a parent, it kind of makes you aware of like your own mortality. Like getting older never used to bother me, and then suddenly I have like this small human that I have to take care of. And I'm like 33 now, but like Sam, how old are you today?
46.
Like, it could be so much worse. You know, 33 sounding pretty good right now. But I have had a couple of incidents recently that have made me kind of more aware of the fact that I am getting older. So I work with teenagers, which is usually fine, mostly. But recently one of them came up to me and asked me what it was like to grow up in the 1900s. Which is like a way to word it. Like, they spoke about it like I'd survived the Blitz and could remember the first transatlantic phone call. And my second incident was when a doctor just decided to emotionally destroy me one day. A few years ago I had a stroke, which I know is like proper pick-me vibes. But because of that, I have to go for kind of medical checkups every few months. So I was at one of these checkups and the doctor said to me, are you planning on having any more kids? And I was like, I don't think so, like one seems enough, why should I be worried, should I not do that? And she's like, oh no, it's just because you're over 30 now, we'd want to keep an eye on you because you'd be classed as a geriatric mother. What? Like, that's like a hate crime. Like, I don't deserve that. I'm literally just a girl. What do you mean geriatric? Like, that sounds like the kind of horror story you get told as a teenager to like stop you shagging. Like, don't do it, because if you get pregnant, the geriatric mother will appear with her pelvic floor made of dust and glass. Sorry, I can't read my writing, but there we are. I've got a brain injury, it's allowed. There's also things that happen when you have like a kid that you're like, this can't go wrong. Like, this is a fail-safe thing that I'm doing, nothing bad's gonna happen, but something bad will always happen. They'll put you in like a really awkward position. So like, for example, Halloween just gone, my son woke up and he said, can I wear my costume all day? And I was like, why not? Live, laugh, love. The world's on fire. Live your truth. So I had to spend the day with a small skeleton carrying a scythe around. And we were walking back to our house from town. We have to walk past a church to get back. And it became quite quite apparent to me quite quickly that there was a funeral taking place. And I was like, right, this is one of those tests that like you get where you're like, how am I going to handle this? So I thought, like, right, I'll just talk to him. He's a reasonable person, I think. So I kind of spoke to him as if I was like negotiating a hostage situation. I was like, we're going to be respectful, we're going to be quiet, we're going to walk past and it'll be done. He's like, yes, mummy, I can do those things. I was like, great. So we walked past, and obviously we get like a few little odd looks. But I was like, right, we've done it, we've gone past. But just as we pass, the hearse pulls up with the coffin in full view. And my son decided at that point to say, hello, dead person, welcome to your funeral. Excellent, no notes, just as I planned. And obviously people were kind of looking, and I was like, oh, sorry for your loss, I'm going to go crawl back down the hole that I crawled out of. And afterwards I did feel quite bad about it. But after some thinking, I did kind of think to myself, having a funeral on Halloween, like, is a fucking choice, isn't it? You're putting a lot of faith in the British public, like ill-placed faith. It's like booking your wedding at Butlins and then getting pissed off when there's like a bunch of lads dressed as minions doing shots at the bar. Like, you made the choice. And the second incident was more recent, sticking with the Christmassy theme. I took my son to a grotto and he kind of thanked to meet Santa. Like, what could go wrong? That's wholesome. We all know Santa. We all know a grotto. Nothing can go wrong. So we were queuing up to meet Santa, and how it was working was you queued up and then an elf, an adult person dressed as an elf, came out and kind of got you all excited to go in. And we got to the front of the queue, and this was near where I grew up in North Devon. So we got to the front of the queue, and our elf came up to greet us, and it became quite obvious to me quite quickly that it was the man I lost my virginity to. Nothing prepares you for seeing your first sexual conquest in bells and tights. Liam, last time I saw you was in a tent at a house party, but here we are. So we went in to meet Santa, and my son's sort of chatting away about what tack he wants for Christmas. And I'm stood by Liam the elf, and I'm like, so, how have you been? Haven't seen you in a while, seen the acting career's really taken off. And he looks at me dead serious and just goes, I can't actually talk because I have to stay in character. I'm sorry, mate. I know your fucking character, and it's the guy that fingers girls behind the leisure centre, allegedly. And this isn't in my script, but I didn't plan it. But this did happen to me 2 days ago. But my son is convinced that there's an old man that lives in the walls of our house. Which, one, is like fucking terrifying, and clearly I need to like burn the place to the ground. But he woke me up the other day at 4 a.m. and just went, Mummy. It's like, yes, mate. He's like, I've just been talking to the man in the walls. I was like, of course you have. He wants me to tell you that your hair smells nice. So, like, clearly I have to burn the place down, right? Like, there is a spirit trap there or something. How are we doing on the card? How's it going?
Yeah.
Is it all done?
No.
Oh, incredible. Perfect timing, because I've literally run out of shit to say. So, thank you very much for listening to me, and happy birthday, Sam!